In the small town of Umuelechi, everyone knew Vivian. She was the girl who could make even the village chief laugh until he coughed into his wrapper. Vivian, a 19 years old, slim with gap tooth and a loud voice, didn't have much. No father, no rich uncle, just her mother's roadside akara business and her own sharp mouth. Every morning, Vivian would carry a basin of akara to the junction, shout, joke, sing funny song, and act like film for people passing by. If you no buy akara, at least dash me laugh abeg, she would say, making customers laugh so loud they always brought double. One day, a group of Lagos returnees passed through the town. One man with fancy glasses and gold wristwatch stopped and filmed Vivian on his phone. He posted it with the caption, "Funniest girl I've ever seen. Nigerian's next big star." By evening, the video had gone viral on TikTok and Instagram. Comments poured in. Who is this girl? Give her a Netflix special already. This girl go kill person with laugh oh. But while Vivian danced under the sun, happy that her dream of fame was finally starting, a strange woman watched her from across the road. She wore all white. No one else seemed to see her. She whispered under her breath, "She is the one." That evening, as Vivian helped her mother fry akara by the roadside, a strange cold breeze passed. Her mother looked around and then said, "Rain no even show face. Why breeze can't dey cold like this?" Suddenly, the woman in white appeared right in front of Vivian. No footsteps, no noise, just there. "Vivian," the woman said calmly, "you want to be famous, abi?" Vivian blinked. "Auntie, who you be?" "I am someone that help people become more than they ever imagined." Vivian laughed. "Now wetin all those Instagram scammers dey talk?" The woman smiled, her eyes glowing faintly. "I am no scammer. I am a giver. But everything I give comes with a price." Vivian looked around. People were walking past like they couldn't see the woman. Only she could. "What price?" she asked. She was half scared, half curious. "Your laughter," the woman said. "Give me your joy, and the world will give you its stage." Vivian thought it was a joke. She laughed. "You won't collect my laugh? Abeg leave road, I no get time." But the woman's eyes turned red for a second. "I will wait. You will come." Then she vanished, just like that. Vivian stood, frozen, akara spoon in hand. Her mother shouted from behind, "Vivian, fire dey burn that one. Wetin you dey look like mumu?" She turned back to akara, but something inside her heart had changed. Vivian couldn't stop thinking about the woman in white. That night, she told Ngozi, her best friend, what happened. Ngozi laughed. "Babe, na stress dey worry you. No dey watch too much Nollywood." But strange things began happening. That video from the Lagos man, it hit 4 million views in 2 days. Comedy page started reposting. People begged for her handle, but Vivian didn't even own a phone. The next morning, two flashy cars stopped at her compound. A short man with a bald head and designer shoe came out. "Good morning. Is this where Vivian, the comedian, lives?" Her mother shouted from the backyard, "Who dey find my daughter like say she thief?" Vivian stepped out slowly. "My name is Mr. Tolu," the man said. "I manage top influencers in Nigeria. I want to sign you. We will give you a phone, house, even a comedy show. You are the future girl." Vivian's eyes widened. "Wait, like real, real?" He smiled and then said, "Real pass Indomie." Vivian should have been jumping with joy, but something inside her felt cold. A breeze blew again. She turned and saw the woman in white, leaning against the compound wall, watching. Vivian blinked. She was gone. I will think about it, Vivian said. Mr. Tolu looked surprised. Think about what? Fame they knock your door. Vivian smiled nervously. Just small time. But inside her, something already knew she would say yes. It was only a matter of time. 2 days later, after tossing and turning all night, Vivian walked alone to the abandoned well behind the village shrine, the same place the woman first vanished. I am ready, she said aloud. The breeze came again. Leaves rustled. The woman in white stepped out from nowhere, as if she had always been there. You are sure? She asked. Vivian nodded, though her legs shook. Make I talk true. I dey fear, but if na this laugh go give me money, I go gree. The woman brought out a small black calabash and then said, laugh inside. Vivian raised an eyebrow. Eh? Give me your laughter. One final laugh. It will be the last. Vivian gave one loud, wicked laugh, the kind that made her famous. The woman caught it in the calabash. Instantly, Vivian felt her chest tighten. Her face froze. Her smile faded like smoke. Even when she tried to laugh, nothing came out. The woman grinned. From now on, you will be the funniest girl in Africa, but you won't feel joy again. Your smile belongs to me. Vivian opened her mouth. I, I can't laugh. No, the woman said softly. You will make others laugh, but you will only feel emptiness. The ground shook lightly. The woman vanished in a blink, and in her place stood a white iPhone, a new outfit, and a bundle of cash. Vivian picked them up. Tears filled her eyes, not from sadness, not from pain, but from the fact that no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't feel anything at all. By the next week, Vivian was in Lagos. Mr. Tolu posted her first kit on her new page. At Vivian laugh no dey finish. It blew up. Celebrities commented. Brands begged to partner. Nigerian's comedy queen, one headline screamed. She was everywhere. Radio, YouTube, billboards in Surulere. People called her the girl who never stops. But the truth, Vivian hadn't laughed since that night at the well. She mimicked laughter on camera. She joked, she danced, but when the camera stopped, her face turned blank like lights wey don't switch off. Ngozi called her, Babe, I dey happy for you, but you dey okay? Vivian stared at the ceiling in her Lekki apartment. I dey fine, she said flatly. But deep inside, she wasn't. The emptiness was loud. The bigger her fame got, the more she felt like she was watching her life like a movie. Then something strange happened. After her biggest show in Abuja, as the crowd screamed and begged for more, one man in the audience stood still, crying. Vivian paused. She didn't know why, but his tears made her shiver. As she walked backstage, she saw a shadow move past her dressing room mirror, one that didn't match her steps. The mirror cracked, and in the reflection, she saw the woman in white again, smiling slowly. Vivian whispered, Why you dey follow me? But the woman didn't answer. Instead, she mounted the words, The prize never finished. Vivian started hearing things, laughter, not hers, not the kind from fans, but small, creepy, giggle at night, in her bedroom, inside her wardrobe. Even when she was alone in her car, she will hear someone chuckled softly. She confided on Mr. Tolu and told him what she was experiencing. Mr. Tolu then said, That's the price of stress, baby girl. Fame no be beans. Go rest small. She nodded but didn't sleep. That night, her bathroom mirror cracked again. This time, her reflection stayed still even after she moved. She screamed and ran out of the room. The next day, during a TV interview, the host asked, Vivian, you have made millions laugh. What brings you joy? She froze. Camera light blinked. Her lips twitched, but no smile came. I, I no sabi, she said. The host laughed, thinking it was a joke. But Vivian wasn't joking, not even small. As she left the studio, she saw something on a billboard. Her own face, but smiling wide, with black eyes. It wasn't the picture she took. It wasn't edited. She gasped, looked back. The billboard was normal again. Vivian began to wonder if she was going mad or if the price was rising. Ngozi couldn't sit quiet anymore. No, wetin dey do my friend? She asked herself. Vivian no dey call, no dey post personal stuff. She just dey like robot wey dey crack joke. So Ngozi entered a night bus from Umuelechi to Lagos. She arrived with a small bag and big worries. Vivian's mansion shocked her. Pool, flowers, white gates like heaven. But when Vivian opened the door, her eyes looked hollow. No joy, no welcome. Babe, you no go hug me? Ngozi asked. Vivian forced a smile. I know they hug these days. Ngozi laughed. You dey form celeb now, abi? They sat. Ngozi looked around. This place fine oh, but it's cold. You dey alright? Vivian looked down. I know they laugh again. Eh? I no dey feel anything even when I try. Something collect am from me. Ngozi froze. Wait, you mean that woman in white na real thing? Vivian nodded slowly. I gave her my laughter. Ngozi jumped up. Blood of Jesus. They both laughed for 2 seconds. Then Vivian stopped. She couldn't continue. Ngozi realized this was deeper than fame. Something dark was living in her friend's shadow. 1 week after Ngozi's visit, Vivian performed live at the National Theatre. The house was full, camera crews. People screamed before she even opened her mouth. She cracked one joke about Nigerian banks. The crowd roared. Then she did her famous Akarasela skit. Laughter shook the roof. But in the second row, a man started choking, then coughing, then gasping. People thought it was part of the act until he fell over. Dead. Panic spread. Show cancelled. Vivian stood still on stage, frozen. Backstage, Mr. Tolu ran in. What was that? I don't know, Vivian whispered. Later that night on Instagram, people joked. Vivian's jokes are killer, literally. Laughter to death. Mad oh. But Vivian wasn't laughing. That night, 3 more fans died in their sleep. Each had posted about laughing at her show. Ngozi showed her the news. Vivian looked in the mirror. It cracked again. This time, it bled. She screamed. The woman in white appeared beside the mirror. The world is laughing, but you are cursed. This is only the beginning. Vivian fell to the ground. Tears rolled down. Vivian stopped performing. She sailed indoors, curtains drawn, voice notes unopened. But fans were angry. She's proud now. After she blew, she forgot us. Na fame dey worry am. She opened TikTok one night to explain herself, but as she raised her phone camera, something shifted. Her screen glitched. In the camera preview, her face was not her face. It was a version of her, smiling, but with no eyes. She threw the phone down, screamed. Ngozi rushed in. What happened? Vivian showed her the phone. It looked normal again. I swear, I see something. It not be me. It smile like devil. Ngozi sat beside her. Vivian, you need help. Juju know they get refund, but maybe if we go beg am. Vivian shook her head. You no understand. The more people laugh, the more something they grow inside me. I feel it. That night, she dreamt of herself on stage, telling jokes while people laughed until their head fell off. She woke up sweating. Her phone burst. New comments on her old skits. It read, I watched this and now my daughter is sick. What did you do? Vivian knew she had to do something fast. Vivian packed her things. Where you dey go? Ngozi asked. Home. I need to go back to where this madness started. They reached Umuelechi the next morning. The village looked smaller now, but the old well behind the shrine was still there. Vivian stood before it, trembling. She shouted, Woman in white, I want my laugh back. You hear me? I no want fame again. The wind blew. Ngozi grabbed her hand. You sure about this? Vivian nodded. This thing don't pass me. Suddenly, the well shook. The woman in white rose from inside, floating like breeze. You want to break the contract? Vivian nodded. It's not that easy, she said, but it's possible if someone laughed for you. Vivian was confused. Laugh for me? Yes, you gave me your laughter. Someone else must give theirs to break it. Ngozi stepped forward slowly. If na wetin go save my friend, take mine. Vivian shouted. No, Ngozi, don't. But it was too late. The woman smiled, reached out, and everything went dark. Vivian opened her eyes. The air was still. The well was gone. The woman in white had vanished. She looked around. Ngozi, Ngozi. No answer. She ran to the compound, then to the market, then to the village square. Nothing. Finally, she saw her best friend, sitting quietly on a bench, smiling, but not her usual smile. This one looked empty. Vivian rushed to her. Ngozi, are you okay? Ngozi turned slowly. I dey okay, she said, but her voice had no joy, no spark, like the light in her had been switched off. Vivian burst into tears. Why you do am? Why you give her your laugh? Ngozi looked into the distance. Because if person no laugh, life go hard, and you already dey carry the whole world for shoulder. Vivian held her tightly. I no deserve this, I swear. But it was done. Vivian could now laugh again. She felt it, her chest lighter, her smile warm, but every laugh came with guilt. Vivian went back to Lagos. This time, she wasn't trending for jokes. She was trending for silence. Blog posted headlines. Vivian disappeared for 3 weeks. Was it a spiritual attack? The queen of comedy returns. She called Mr. Tolu. I want perform one last time, she said. They organized a mega comeback show. Stadium full, VIPs everywhere. When she walked on stage, the crowd screamed like thunder. But Vivian stood quietly for a moment. Then she said, Before I make una laugh, make I tell una something. I sold my laughter for fame, for money, and people died. The crowd went silent. Some laughed nervously, thinking it was a setup. I dey serious. If you dey laugh too much, check if na your own joy or na somebody else dey pay for am. Some fans booed, others listened, wide-eyed. Then she cracked one simple joke. Wetin Nigeria get in common with NEPA? Both dey disappear when you need them pass. The place exploded in laughter. But behind the curtain, Ngozi watched. Her eyes were dried. Her face still. She couldn't laugh again. After that show, Vivian bought a new mansion. She told herself she would retire, start afresh, maybe do charity, help young talent. But fame doesn't forget easily. One night, she was alone in her bedroom, watching old skits. She laughed softly, then stopped. She heard it again, that giggle. Soft, creepy, like someone laughing inside her wardrobe. She turned. The mirror cracked. She screamed. The woman in white appeared again, this time inside the mirror. You broke the deal, she whispered. But the stain remains. Vivian threw her phone at the mirror. Glass shattered everywhere. She fell to the ground, crying. This wasn't over. The laughter, it still had a price. Vivian traveled back to Umuelechi. She stood by the well alone. No more games, she said. I want to end this completely. The woman in white appeared, calm as ever. You want to be free? Vivian nodded. You must do what no one dares. Make the world laugh without taking anything from it. Vivian didn't understand. How? Make them laugh and give the laughter away. Feed no ego. Collect no money. Let it heal, not entertain. Vivian sat by the road the next day. Like old times, no cameras, no skits, just talking to people, joking, playing, laughing with market women, telling stories to children. At sunset, the woman appeared once more, watching. Vivian asked, Did it work? The woman smiled her first true smile and faded away, leaving only dust. Weeks passed. Vivian no longer trended. She didn't perform in shows. She didn't wear wig or filter. But one morning, Ngozi walked into the kitchen and giggled. Vivian turned sharply. Wait, you laugh? Ngozi smiled wider. I think he's coming back small, small. They hugged tightly, crying and laughing at the same time. The cause has loosened, not broken, but softened. Vivian now teaches children comedy in schools, telling them, fame no be bad, but if you give up your joy for it, you go end up rich and empty. She doesn't chase followers anymore, but when she laughs, now it's real, deep from her soul. And somewhere in the wind, she can still hear a whisper. Laughter is sweet, but no selam. Don't just watch, engage. Like if you believe laughter is powerful. Comment. Would you sell your laughter for fame? Share this with someone obsessed with going viral. Subscribe for more mind blowing African folk tales every week. Thank you for watching. To everyone subscribing, I appreciate you. My returning subscribers, I appreciate you. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching. Tell me where you are watching from. And thank you for watching Folktale by Chinelo.